Okay, there's tweezers and then there's tweezers. And tell me your name again.
Patricia.
Patricia.
Yes,
I have Patricia here who doesn't want to be on camera, but she's beautiful. But you'll hear her voice in the background because she needed tweezer sharpen, and they're not just any type of tweezers. They're for doing, what are you doing with these, Patricia?
Eyelash extensions.
Eyelash extensions.
That's right.
Wow. We ought to have a video of you giving me some eyelash extensions.
That would be fun.
They can't touch the glasses though.
No way.
So it's one thing to sharpen tweezers that you're doing for, getting splinters out, that kind of thing. But the type of things that you need have to be they're very, very pointy, very, very precise.
Yes.
So this is a lesson in how to sharpen these, number one. These are a lesson on how to sharpen something you've never sharpened before, but you are using the principles that you know to apply to something else. And number three, we want to do all of this by hand if possible without using a machine, so that Patricia can go back and sharpen her own little tweezers, which would be great. Right, Patricia?
Absolutely.
So, all right, so let's get started. All right?
Okay.
So, can you explain, these are ones that work well. Can you explain to me a little bit about these tweezers and how they're used?
Okay, so when you're doing lash extensions, you use two tweezers. You use one to isolate the natural lash.
Okay, which one? Can you pick them up as you're showing me which ones you're doing?
Well, I use mine interchangeably. So for me, there really isn't a difference. Typically, people use a straight tweezer for isolation. Mm-hmm. And a curved tweezer, you can use those to actually pick up the lash. There are different types of curved tweezers. It depends on what type of lashes you're doing. If you're doing single lashes, that's 1-to-1. If you're doing volume lashes, that's multiple lashes onto one. And then you have different tweezers that just keep going. You don't have any indentations. You don't have any curvature of the tweezer. They're all flush against each other. So you can pick up the lashes very easily with tweezers that are straight tweezers.
Okay, so the other thing we're looking at too is that you got to have a good spring, a good closure. Mm-hmm. So that's the easy part to fix. I'm going to show you that. So even these two would probably, this one especially, you see how it needs to have a little bit more springy to it?
Well, with this one, you don't
want as much spring. Okay.
No, ma'am. Just because you want to have that tension on your fingers.
Okay.
When you pick up the lash.
So that's about that's about right where it should be as far as the spacing, the gap,
because you only
the set as we call it.
You only want to use the tip.
So only the tip is really touching.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this one's a little bit more.
This one doesn't matter because you're going to use it as an isolation tweezer, so you're not really closing that particular tweezer. That one mainly stays open. Okay,
so isolation tweezer, you're pulling the lashes, separating them out, is what you're saying?
So when you're working on the natural lash, what you want to do is you're going to go in, like so. Move out all other lashes that are in your way, and isolate one particular lash that you're going to put the lash extension on.
So you're actually matching it lash to lash. Mm-hmm. Really? Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
How tedious.
It's very tedious.
Oh, man.
Which is why you need the proper tools to be able to
Do you worry about those being so pointy you stab somebody in the eye?
No, because I keep my pressure on their forehead so I can see how much
so you're working from behind their head down. Okay.
And the client has pads on their eyes underneath. So that also helps with my pressure. I can see how much pressure I'm putting on because I can see the indentation on the pads under there.
Okay, so I don't have to worry about getting them too pointy.
No, ma'am.
Okay, that was one question I had then. So now what makes these bad?
So if you look at this particular tweezer, you can see on the left side, this side is bent. So when you close it, it does not close properly.
Okay.
So if you're isolating, that may not be a problem. But if you're trying to pick up a lash, you can't pick anything up because there's a big gap in between.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can definitely see that on the camera.
So that's a problem.
Yeah.
As you can see on this tweezer, you want to have it closed at least that much of the tweezers because you can't pick up. As you can see, it only closes at the tip, and you can't pick up with just the tip. You want to be at the tip, but not on the very tip of the tweezer when you pick up. So you do want a little bit of a closure, at least to this point of the tweezer.
Okay, that makes sense.
And as you can see with this particular tweezer, I did bend these tweezers, and I tried to sharpen them again with a nail file. That's typically what lash stylists use to sharpen their tweezers. But as you can see, this one is a little curved. It's still a little curved on this one.
Oh yeah, I can see that right there. Yeah.
So that does affect how you pick up a tweezer, because this is the type of tweezer that you use to actually pick up a lash. You use it in this manner, and you are using a tip, but it's never quite the same as you use a nail file.
But you definitely improved it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I got it back a little bit, but it's not quite the same as it was when I got it from the manufacturer.
Okay.
So those are bad tweezers.
So this one with the bent tip. You're gonna have. I think you're gonna be more the pliers. You're gonna have to get this straighten out a little bit, and then start working with it. I think a lot of this stuff is going to be done with. See, already look at that, how that improved. And I just did just little bit of gripping. And I can feel like a little burr there. And that's mostly gone, but it's still there. So I want to sharpen. Oh man, that improved a lot right there, just that little bit. Because I knew that this would be, it wouldn't be much to it. That looks almost right, but there's still a little bend. You see that?
Yes, ma'am. I'm
thinking this might be more. Now these are DMT diamond stones, diamond hones, little handheld hones. And I'm thinking these are what all you're going to need. This is they go by color. So the green is 9 micron, the red is 25 micron, and the blue is 45 micron. The smaller the micron, that's the grains of diamonds on here. Okay. So the green would be the finest, and then the red, and then the blue in that order. So always start with the finest and see if that's going to do what you want. So I'm going to see if I can rest that on something a little harder. I don't know if I need to. Not too much on the inside, but let's see. Is this how you kind of do it with your nail file?
I usually sandwich the tweezers in between the nail file and just kind of grip it and pull it out.
Okay, you test it and tell me if that did it. And that wasn't much pressure. I didn't do much to it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe a little bit
more.
Little
bit there. Okay.
A little bit more on the left side.
All right. Oh, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Let me get something harder to press on. But just, because this is soft. We did a video on this, and anybody watching, I'll put a link up here at the top, with Luis Raposo from Spain at our Sharpeners Jam. He sharpened all kinds of tweezers and things. But we didn't really do eyelash tweezers. What I'm doing is I'm feeling to see if I can feel any like little burrs there, because I know that'll be aggravating to you.
Yes. I have a question.
Yes.
Will that, if it's curved, like if it's coming out but curved, with the same instance as this one, where you can see it's kind of curved going that way, will this take care of that as well? If you...
It should, but I'm not totally understanding your question.
So, on this particular tweezer, as you can see, it's curved going this way.
Okay.
It's curved going
Yeah,
that
yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
If you file going this way, will that take care of that curvature?
Probably, because I mean, what I'll probably do, see, since these are handheld, I can do this kind of thing. See?
Okay. This is so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, you can do this yourself, and you can charge your other what'd you call eyelash stylists?
Yes, ma'am.
Eyelash stylists, this type of thing. Now, if you want to put more bend in them, and you said this one I still got to work on some, but I'm not doing too much inside, some. But you just wanting to get that little burr off there.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but you can make money doing this other eyelash stylist. I would charge $5, but I mean, you may be able to charge more than that since these are specialized.
Well, typically tweezers only cost 10.
Huh?
Average tweezers
They only cost
about
10, so you can't really charge more, you know. Now, if you want to put more, which one did you said needed the most bend to it? Was this one? I mean, the most set, like a curvature of the whole thing.
Yes, that one.
You want to get, depending on the amount of curvature, you want to get a pin.
Okay.
And you put that inside here, and you just bend.
Oh, okay.
And if you need to use pliers, you can, but probably just the strength of your hand
will do it.
It will do it, and that'll give it a little bit more springiness. See, so you've got a little bit more space between the. Let me see if we're in here. Yeah, you have a little bit more space or set or curvature of them.
Gotcha.
Because if you don't have the curvature, it's just flat.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you got to have like you said you only want, now on this one I think you just wanted the tip to touch. So this one might be more important to have a curve to it so that you only got your tip touching. See?
Oh, nice. Yes, ma'am.
And that's something you could do while you're working with them. It's like, this isn't working right for me, just grab you a pen or a pencil or something, stick in between here, and then just grab it with your fingers. But just do a little bit of bend there to give it a little bit more of a curve here, so it's only touching just at the one little tiny bit there. But I think that's got
nice.
it.
Yeah.
Now this one, what was wrong with it? One of them was
it's coming this way.
Oh, well, this might be when you're going to go to something a little coarser.
Okay.
See? And you can just take a little bit more off here.
Okay.
See? Take a little bit more off here. And I'm actually probably pushing a little bit more at the tip to get that nice and pointy.
Gotcha.
And you can do, I might be doing a slight lift up in the back, so that tip, I'm making sure that tip is in contact. I don't know if that fixed it, what you're talking about.
It did, yes ma'am. They're even now.
Yeah, so that's why it's good to have different coarseness of files, because sometimes you might need to take off more.
Okay. And then.
So what we had going on with this one?
That one is just a little.
Oh, it's got a little burr, and then it's. Looks like one side needs to be bent either. Maybe this one more in, huh? And this can be maybe a pencil here. There we go. And I'm not using much pressure on these. I don't have strong hands anyway. Does that look about even?
Yes.
So once again, get that little piece off at the tip. There's that. There it is right there. No, I still got bent. Do you see that?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that looks good. Look at that. I mean, I just barely tweaked it.
Oh, and pliers did most of the work. Okay.
It feels right. You check it.
They're both sharp. Closure's good. Yes, that definitely fixed it.
Okay, now you're going to do some while I film you.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick out some that you've got a whole bunch here.
Okay.
I'm not going to get your face because I promise not to, but I'm going to show all the tweezers you brought with you.
Okay.
And you say you spend about $10 each, you buy them?
On average, yes, ma'am. Tweezers can range from $10 to $40, $50. It depends on.
I've got some tweezers here
Yes,
that I'm
ma'am.
going to let you look at that and see how you like the quality, because I can give you a source for getting some really, really good and getting them direct. So,
Oh, awesome.
yeah. So, all right. So you tell me what you're seeing here. So I'm going to zoom in.
On this particular set of tweezers, this side on the right side is just a little bit curved, and it happens when a lash extension stylist drops their tweezers. You may accidentally hit it on something. If you're cleaning your tweezers and you just drop it inside of the barber side, which
Yeah,
is what we
I
use
see
to-
that happen with
to
the
clean.
with same thing with cuticle nippers.
It can just slightly throw it out of alignment, and that slight misalignment can be very detrimental to your tweezers. So I'm gonna just straighten that out just a little bit.
And it doesn't take much to fix them, does it?
It doesn't. This is very easy. Take this and just straighten it out just a little bit.
Your hands look so much better than mine in demonstrating this. My nails always look so bad.
I actually do my own nails. I'm
Do you
surprised
really?
They look so nice.
So would you like me to put some links below if some people are wanting their nails done or their eyelashes done, or you do skincare too? What all do you do, Patricia?
Right now I only do lashes and brows. Luckily with brows it doesn't take as
You
much
do
precision.
Waxing, or you do the threading on the brows?
I do waxing actually. So as you can see with that one came together very, very nicely.
And you did that yourself.
Yes.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am very proud of myself.
I appreciate you coming by today and to help me shoot this video,
Yes,
because I would
ma'am.
never have had this many to practice on and to explain. And somebody who knows what they're supposed to do. That's the trick, you know. I can guess, but I didn't know exactly how you used them. They scared me, and I was like, do they really want it that pointy?
And I think most people are afraid of tweezers when it comes to lash extensions. That's why it was so hard for me to find someone who was willing to do this. So thank you so much.
Yeah. So if you poke somebody's eye out, it's, don't sue me.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not going to do that,
I promise
though.
I won't do that. I promise.
Well, we had looked into getting some, bringing in and selling eyelash extension tools, but way back when this first came out.
Mm-hmm.
And And we do have some tweezers. As I said, I'm going to have you look at them before you leave and see what you think.
Absolutely. Everybody does theirs online now. So it's hard to actually find a store that you can walk into and actually see the tweezers, pick them up, hold them in your hands.
Would it be worthwhile if somebody was a sharpener to stop in at a eyelash salon and offer, sell tweezers and offer sharpening?
I think it would be, just because I know that where I work, there are a lot of stylists there. So we go through a lot of tweezers. These are my own personal tweezers. Where I work, they do provide tweezers.
But zoom over all those tweezers you got over there.
We do go through a lot of tweezers just because it is so easy to bend these, and it's such a hassle to try to fix it. So most stylists just buy more tweezers.
So you could a sharpener could go in and you'd probably almost give them tweezers to practice on, wouldn't you?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
So those came together very nicely.
Or maybe you'd give them 2 tweezers for them to fix one.
Yes, ma'am.
And then they'd come out ahead or something. Yeah, that might be an option too. Those look good. And you did that yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any other questions for me that we can? Because I think you're now an expert at this.
I don't. No, ma'am. You've helped me so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and on my channel, even if you're not a sharpener, it might be worthwhile to subscribe and see what we put on there. There may be some things that could be helpful to, whatever career you're in. And sharpening, it's just understanding, it's problem solving. Okay, how are these supposed to work? What do I need to do to make them work that way? And less is more.
Yes,
so you start out with the finest. That's why we started out with the finest grit first, and then worked our way up if we needed to.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you can always take off more metal. You can't put metal back on.
To it.
So, and gentle, easy does it.
I would definitely be walking out with a set of these today.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to close this up. Patricia,
yes,
thank you. Can we put links, or can you tell me anything about your business? Would you be interested in putting that in there if somebody is in the Atlanta area and wants eyelashes or what have you?
Yes, I work at Amazing Lash Studios. So, just stop in to see us.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Amazing Lash.
Yes, ma'am.